This is Marqua hosting Deep Cuts. Sometimes I say B-sides. They're just songs from great bands that you never hear on the radio because the radio sucks. That being said, there is one station, my favorite station in the whole wide world, who actually introduced me to half of the bands that I know, and if I never listened to them, I wouldn't know that those bands existed. Shout out always to WXRT in Chicago. As I'm dissing radio, they get a pass because they're great. This show is brought to you by the Baldman versus Captain Comeover. Now I am here with my producer Billy and his girlfriend Darla. They are on their way to watch Game 7 of the World Series. Houston Astros, Washington Nationals. Nobody can win at home. I don't get it. I am here in between two palms. Not two ferns, Zach. If Zach calls, just tell him to back off. Anyway, our previous two shows. First was Led Zeppelin. Didn't get to see them in concert by like this much. Never got to see The Who in concert. Nothing I could do, would have loved to. Today's deep cut in one of my favorite artists is Rush. If you don't like Rush, defriend me right now. Anyway, I did get to see Rush in concert, so I did get to see him one time. And here's my stories about Rush. Rush, they're prolific as all get out. Geddy Lee, Alex Lifeson, Neil Peart. Fantastic music and great lyrics, Neil. And of all their albums, I think they have like 30 plus albums or something. I owned more Rush albums or CDs or whatever than any other band ever in my, I'm not going to call it a career. It was not a career. But I owned more Rush than any other band. Probably, due in part that they are just prolific to the nth degree. So anyway, let's get right along to it. Trying to keep the shows short. Today's Deep Cut. And by deep cut, I mean I don't think they were played on the radio, but they might have been. Because, I'm getting up there in age. But this is the one. Here's the album. Rush. Hemispheres. Boom. Hemispheres. Now this song, and it might have been played on the radio, and I could have picked out a ton of Rush songs. But this time, I'm going with, on Hemispheres, The Trees. For whatever reason, The Trees always struck a chord with me, and that was one of my favorite songs. And every other song, their live albums, I mean, they rock. Come on. So anyway, if you don't like Rush, defriend me. Defriend me now. So anyway, that's the show. I hope you guys have a great time tonight. It's baseball season's over after tonight. Nothing else can happen except for weather, I suppose. Anyway, this is on behalf of my producer Billy and his girlfriend Darla. This is Marqua hosting Deep Cuts, a musical journey between two palms. How's that? So, that being said, how now, brown cow? How now, brown cow? And I hear you clucking, big chicken. So, and scene. I saw that on Arrested Development the other night. That's a great show. If you haven't watched Arrested Development, you can get it on Netflix. Ron Howard show. Very good. So I saw that and I'm like, that was back in my subconscious. And scene. And we all know that if you need me, I will be in a van down by the river. We all know where I got that line from. So, that is it. Have a good night. We'll see you next time. We got another band next time. Already know who it is, but I'm not going to tell you. You have to tune in. See ya.